sweet sis, mom, my poor mom. I love you. I love you, sweet sis. Mr. Houston. Shout out to Mr. Andrew, Mr. Irish. But yeah, I jumped in here because it's about the Pringles, y'all. And yeah, I guess this is day 19. It's like I'm not doing no more train. I'm not doing no bus. I'm not doing no local plane. I done paid out money for all of those and got, nowhere but right back where we landed when we first got here and ripped off and all the money gone. So at this point, yes, if you're new to this channel, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. I am stuck at the airport. When we landed here, we were told since the flight was denied, we could take other options to get into Vietnam. That was our destination. That ended up being a fiasco. I lost some money, like draining all my funds. It's for even me to buy a ticket to fly out of here. So this video is also, to inform y'all. I just woke up. It's hard to sleep because, the airport stays jumping 20 hours out of 24. But I jumped on. Been up for about an hour now. Because I met a young man from Hong Kong. Shout out To. His name's To. And him and his young lady. And y'all can see their picture in the post. So we have a row of seats that are in front of us. So since, we done took these seats up. This is our apartment, y'all. This is where we eat, live, sleep. And the reason why I shouted out Mr. Irish, he gave us 1,000 baht for food, so we could eat, and we've been graced, with baht and change and stuff like that. So I just the individuals, the Irish, Germany, shout out to Germany young ladies gave me a whole cup full of coins, and I didn't even ask. I didn't even say nothing. I was just sitting here quietly, and they were just looking around going, we going back to Germany, can't spend this. Ma'am, would you like this? So, a lot of, what's going on is the grace of God. Even the gentleman from Ireland, he just saw me caring for my son because, he was sick. He had a fever. I got sick too. That was last week. We got sick like Monday, Tuesday, somewhere near-ish. And we were very bad sick, like fever, chills, like it's ridiculous. Something you should be, dealing with at home. And, but anyway, I got sick from trying to keep him healthy or healthy enough to continue this fiasco setup. But anyway, definitely unplanned. And then we've lost a total of one whole suitcase because the wheels broke, because the way they handle the luggage on the train, on the buses, on the train, and here as well on the, flight. But it was rough with the train, the way they handle your bags. So the two wheels broke. So I had to take everything out of that suitcase and put it all in the one black suitcase. And I got my little pink carry-on, and I got a bag, which the bag is just dirty, stinky clothes, y'all. So if they get lost, I'll be like, Lord, I don't give me some new clothes. And they ain't got to be top the model clothes. I'll rock, how I rock. So, but yeah, I jumped on here because I seen the family here. I don't see the young men, but they had Pringles again. The Pringle thing. It's like 11 Pringles, Oreo cookies, like all this plastic over here, like make that change. But anyway, back to us. Anybody out there that wants to donate, if you have any frequent flyer miles, that will be solve this issue of getting us flown out of here ASAP, which it is very critical because with losing the bag, and we also lost another bag with our favorite blankets were in it, and Versace's medication was in it. So that bag, I think someone took that. They saw it and they took it, not knowing that it had something vital in there for somebody. So I need, you know, for me, it's desperately necessary for get out and get on and move on from this for his sake. Like I can still maintain, hold out. And matter of fact, God has made it blessings, or I should say, I try to switch blessings. Since an older gentleman schooled me on that. He was like, you know, you say blessings or blessed, but it's if you break down the word, it's be less, BLESS. So he said, start to recondition the mind and the view and the words, like, you know, because words is magic. You speak, you can speak goodness into your life, or you can speak sadness or badness. You be mindful of what comes off your tongue. And Lord knows I be trying to be mindful, you know, with that. So every time I hear blessed, I equate blessed with something good. But when you break down the word, I respect the fact that the be less is in the word. So I try to say highly favored. So favor over you, highly favored, that kind of thing. But shout out to all lots of love, and as well as again my sweet sis and my mom. And my mom's 76, so she's too old for all. She don't want nothing to do with this. I wanted her to come with me and see. She was like, no, see, you see. So it's good to know thyself and know what you're capable of dealing with, what you're not. For me, I lean on the Father, so that means I'm capable of dealing with everything. Does it make it comfortable? Does it make me happy? Maybe not. You know, I got to be honest and real with that part. But I'm honest and real with the fact that I can, you know, endure, knowing that, you know, God is always behind the scenes working. And that I have full faith in. That's not an option. That's not a waiver. That I stand 10 toes down. That's fact. Because no matter what I've dealt with in life, God is always, the Father's always sent his, you know, human beings with a heart. You know, even like I met this Amish, I'm gonna give y'all a backstory real quick. I met this Amish gentleman, him and his family, and it was before I got my other job, and I can't stand a job. I think that people need to be able to create, and when you create, it builds wealth. Period. And you know, I believe spread. And but anyway, I did what I had to do. My mom know I can. The Father helps me stay creative, and I stay mindful. And then that's another reason why if somebody needs something, I don't believe in borrowing. I'll just give it to you. Like if you like, let me borrow that. Like I need to borrow $100. No, here's just $100. God will give it back to me tomorrow when I go back to work. Matter of fact, the Father God always triple it when I go back to work, and be doing what I do on my job, which I wrote a book about because I was doing so good on my job that people were like, how do you do that? Like, how do you? I was serving. I've been serving for years. And, you know, regardless of what restaurant, it could be a high-end restaurant or it could be just CC's Pizza. You know, I'll walk out in one day with about $500-600 blessed, and say less. Say less on that, blessed. So, but the last I did, it was a family company, and you know, God was, you know, giving me favor cash wise, left and right. So over just working like a Saturday and Sunday, you know, I could easily come home with $600 cash. You know, back in the day, I used to do like $2,000 cash or more. So if I see somebody, you know, with a sign out on the street going, I'm hungry, I'm homeless, especially throughout America, y'all know how that is. I just like, here's a couple $100 for you. And I bring them food, you know, from my restaurant. And my restaurant be like, what you doing with all that food? You can't be taking our food out. And I'm like, y'all about to throw it away anyway. So I'm going to load it all up and I'm going to give it to, I see people that are hungry. That's my protocol. And I talk to the owner and I tell him that I will not throw any good food away. You know, and, you know, people are, when you go to Old Country Buffet or any buffet, you're going to pay, you know, almost $30 with the drink. So why would you throw any of that food away and it's still fresh? Like, and there's some hungry, somebody's about to fall asleep with no food in their stomach. Like, I don't get that. So If I'm on deck, I straight up go to the owner or the manager. I'm like, I'm about to take all of that. And they, even if they say no, I'd still do it. And I'd be like, I'll deal with the fallout. And if you want, I'll pay for it, whatever you want to do. But putting it in the trash to me is a sin. So I get it all, and I just feed everybody. And then I grace them with money. So with me doing that, and I don't ask for nothing back, because when I go back to work, I get it all back. So that's how, I've been like huge. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Me and my mom and my son, we were blessed with a beautiful little city. I started working, right? I got hugely blessed, right? My mom and I told my mom, let's get your place. We had that place completely furnished, lovely, everything blessed within just a few months, if that. So, and then just start saving. I believe in saving. If you save, you got some backup. That's what saved us going through all this fiasco here, because I had saved the money. So the money that they did drain was the money that we was gonna live off of when we got to Vietnam. I found out why there is here. But I want every American to know, and wherever you are in the world, that Thailand is peaceful. I have not been harassed by any police officer, any military official, and they patrolling. They got dogs, they got weapons, and they have not bothered me or my son and put us in a situation that we're in as far as being temporary stranded, because I'm going to speak temporary, because this is not stranded like forever. It's just not. I don't believe in there's nothing that's forever. Everything changes. And I don't have to tell y'all that. You got a life, you've experienced change in your life. Whether you made the change or something happened in life that made the change for you. So that's what I love about Thailand. When we first got here and this all started falling the way it did, for whatever reason, that was not in my plans. I accept this altered plan, because this is the Father apparently working, or the Father's allowing whatever the turn of events. So I guess I can learn from this. This is no matter what, like the old adage is, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And this is another one. Now, one thing that this has brought a smile on my face, if y'all look at my posts, I'm seeing people are sitting in front of me from all over the world. And I'm giving y'all a bird's eye clear view of what's going on in front of me. Versus if I would have just stayed in America saying I'm afraid to leave, I'm in fear. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's gonna happen if something do happen. What am I gonna do? You do get your traveler's insurance and stuff, although it seemed like a lot of them is shiesty. But one thing that I learned talking to a that lives here, his name is Mr. Houston. He lives here now. He's from Georgia, and he's an engineer, and he's also he said it's a security IT tech. So he schooled me. He was like, and I'll have him on. He and I have connected, so we got contact, and I thank him. The brother graced me with some bot to make sure, my son, which he right there, walking and doing his thing, trying to, hang in there, on this situation. But he informed me, that Thailand is wonderful and warm. And even though, he experienced what he experienced, we got to still give Thailand their credit, and I know no place on the planet is obviously perfect, and you're going to face life events, planned and unplanned. And for the record, you can plan all you want. You can, and take it from me, y'all, because like I told him, I'm 2 years, 24 months away from 60, y'all. 24 months from 60. I've lived this life. And you can plan, I've planned. And my plans always fall. The plans, I say about 99% of my plans fall in place. But then you have plans that don't fall in place. And things go left. And as long as you take those in stride, that sharp left, and change the thoughts and the attitude, and don't look at like all the negative. Start looking at some of the positive, especially since like here I'm being left alone. Nobody's going, you need to get out there on the sidewalk, or they're leaving us be to stay in here where there's cool temperatures. We're not out there with the mosquitoes and the heat, because I would be messed up even though I'm clothed, because mosquitoes are aggressive, and I don't know nothing about no time mosquitoes. I'll probably look, for all I know, their DNA mixing with my DNA, what they turn out will be. But so yeah, that's the positive. So I'm soaking in all the positive now. I've readjusted how I feel, but for my son's sake, because of this medication, changes the dynamic of we need help ASAP. So that's why I put my Cash App, TameeTouche, Tammy T, uppercase TAMEE, Touche, uppercase TOUCHE. Or if I know some people's money is funny, I get that. Or you saving your money, or your money's already spent, I understand that. So if you got any frequent flyer miles, or anybody you that friends a lot and they got an abundance of flyer miles that they can donate to us, that work. That's just as equal or powerful as cash. To be able to buy 2 one-way tickets to a country that speaks English. At this point, for us to rebound, I need to just be in an environment that, the native language is English and the country speaks English. Or it can be like, how the Philippines is, their official language is English. So that's where we need to rebound. So I can read, write, and move and adjust and make adjustments and get settled and get in a place to stay. And everything is in English, just to make it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? If any of y'all was out here doing what I'm doing, I'd be like, all right, let me hit them up some cash or what have you to help them out. Even if it's $10, $5, it's something. It's about the sowing the seed, the heart of giving of a situation that is helping another human being. And I do that, and I'll continue to do it no matter what. If I see you or God put me in, in alignment with a person in need, and God knows when I got abundance, I'm gonna hook you up. And so that's where we are today. And Thailand is, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I checked the time, the day. It's 18, because we're a day ahead. So it's the 18th right now here in Asia on this end. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's 7 days. We've been here for 30 days, y'all. And solid 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks we've been living in this airport, y'all. We got to get out, like seriously. So, yeah. And anyway, I had something come across my thought, but I'll save that thought for, another video. And just for who don't know, I am a certified DJ. I got my education certification from Wright State University, as well as University of Phoenix. My background is in communications and writing, and amongst other things. If you subscribe to the channel, you can be able to explore a little bit more. I am an artist as well. I write, I draw. I did that by accident because I lost my cell phone when I was walking home from work. About, I think, when was that? 2019, just before COVID hit. I had lost my phone, so I started doodling, and then doodling started turning into something that was recognizable. Yeah, if you get a chance, check out my art. I am selling some original pieces. If you're interested, you can buy some art from me. I'm trying to hold this back because my mom was like, you videotaping all your teeth in your nostrils. So I was like, oh snap. So I got to remember to pull the camera. But yeah, my artwork, if you want to check it out, it is in my post on YouTube. YouTube is the only